I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, it's been a long decade this week as President convicted felon signed a Magna Carta of executive orders that aren't laws, had no vetting whatsoever, and violate the Constitution. Oh, and once he's gone, these executive orders mean nothing. However, until he's gone, we are living in a country where basically a toddler was given the keys to a semi-truck with a nuke in it. Then he cut the brake lines and then threw the steering wheel in a ditch. And then that toddler decided to put a cinder block on the gas pedal as he drove through a preschool.
That's a big one.
We've never had a president that literally doesn't give a shit about any of the people that elected him.
I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
Eggs have gone up 35%, people. Gas is up 21 cents in the last month. But at least the Ukraine war is over.
Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled.
What? What, you mean it's not over? In fact, President convicted felon was asked if he thought the war could end within a year. He said,
well, you're going to have to ask Russia.
He lied to stay out of jail, and the rubes bought it. Again, he lied to stay out of jail. And guess what, maggots? He doesn't need you. This is his second term. He's just going to take all of it.
I love the poorly educated.
It's a grift. He's canceling birthright citizenship, which, is against the Constitution. You know, the thing that the country was built on? Yeah, fuck it. Even though Trump is a first-generation baby. Yeah, his mom came here from Scotland. Yeah, President convicted felon's dad was also first generation. Sweet Potato Hitler's grandfather immigrated from Germany in 1885. He ran a brothel/restaurant in the Yukon Territory during the Gold Rush. And that man, his great-grandfather, tried to go back to Germany. But because he had skipped out on military service in Germany, they wouldn't let him back in. So I guess bone spurs are genetic.
I had a foot thing and...
President convicted felon did an executive order to pull us out of the World Health Organization. What the fuck? Which monitors the worldwide spread of disease, pandemics, and health issues that could let a deadly pathogen spread and kill millions in America. But that can never happen in America, right? Except for the last time this moron was president.
This is their new hoax.
He says he wants California to turn on the valve for water. You know, I've lived here my whole life, and I just have to say, there's no valve! What? And why not turn it on if there was? So we can burn down Mel Gibson's house?
Yeah, you want to see crazy?
So this convicted felon rapist taxi didn't write executive orders to help his voters. He didn't write executive orders to build on the total turnaround and success that Biden fostered. He wrote executive orders to settle scores. Vengeance against immigrants, trans and gay people, Muslims. And then he made up a new government agency and put this guy in charge. And say what you will, that is a Nazi salute. It's a Heil Hitler. It's a master race high five. He was a Nazi. He Nazi'd up the room. It's a fascist go fuck yourself. Stunning how rich this guy is. Now look, I've made some money in my life, but this dude is rich. How rich? Well, at my peak of income, I never even had Jews will not replace us money. Do you know what your bank balance has to look like to be able to zig Heil in an arena? That's rich. So, to summarize, Trump in his first week has supported Nazis, signed racist executive orders that would make Nazis giggle.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
And has hired a bunch of Nazis or morons. And Nazi morons.
Nazi ain't got no humanity.
The good news is when this has happened in the past, it's all worked out fine. Good game, idiots. What the fuck are we doing? But this is week 2. We're on week 2. This is week 2. How? Yeah, you're right. It's going to go fine. We've only got 4 more years of psycho. 4 more years of the dumbest person we've ever known running the biggest country. What the fuck? Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And I need a microphone. And the Highlander. Let's do it again. Hey everybody. Wow, how did it get?
I
was sitting over there. I don't even know what was going on
because you moved it because of the computer.
So
I have it all set up perfectly.
Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
Think of the other one.
Hey, okay, it's okay. Look, we started kind of choppy, but I'm in a bad place. I'm in a bad place. The foreboding of what this moron is doing in week 1 has made me. I'm rattled. I feel like
There's an executive order on you, sir, and you.
I feel.
You've got your button today, though. I feel good about that. I just noticed that.
She hates this.
I'm in a
Exactly.
I'm in a 20-year battle of trying to stop that.
She hates that I undo the disco button.
Okay.
That's the disco button. Yeah, that's it.
He got the disco button from Ken Titus.
Disco button.
Look at some of his headshots. When I wasn't there, it's the deep V disco button open, collar pop. Like, no.
Yeah, no chest hair, though. You got to have chest hair for that.
Ken Titus. Yes, exactly. And a gold chain.
So, hi, Poochie. We're going to talk politics. Okay, Poochie here. So,
you're so dark and pessimistic and foreboding. And then, hi, Poochie.
Hey, Poochie. He keeps me sane. The one these 2 puppies keep me saying. The thing he is signing are, if you look at him, I was going through him today when I was writing the Armageddon update. Everything is racist. It's against somebody.
Founded in hate.
Getting even. It's all vengeance. It's all vengeance. Going after people who use.
Yes.
The funny thing, he's using politics as a weapon. And he writes an executive order to actually look for people who use politics as a weapon. It's like, what?
It's so upside down.
And everything he's writing is just, there's going to be a new Muslim ban. There's going to, oh, by the way, if you happen to be trans and you happen to be out of the country with your passport and it has an X on it, you can't get back in the country now. He can't. Yeah. And by the way, those people are like, thank God.
Yeah, right. At this point.
No, I couldn't go back. Sorry.
You know what proves all this point is because we were just talking about this earlier. Last week, I was asking a question about a pie chart, right? A percentage of like, what's the immigration
How many
issue?
illegal aliens, right?
It's 4% of the population is illegal immigrants. Okay, so that's one. Then the transgender thing. What's the percentage?
Okay, or trans athletes in college.
Yes.
Out of 500,000 trans athletes, there are less than 10 trans athletes.
Do you know what I thought was
Less
a
than
fascinating number? Was they estimate about 14,000 trans members of the military.
14,000 total.
14,000 trans people.
So we've just
volunteered to lay their lives on the line for our country.
That's what I did in the bit. Let's put the bit right here.
And I hear this too. Hey, gay people doing great, man. Don't ask, don't tell got repealed. Yeah. Gay people just got the right in December to be openly gay and get shot. That's right. Before they had to go, ow. Now they can go, oh my God, that's horrible. My uniform is ruined.
I want trans people in the military.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You had the balls to cut off your own balls? That's pretty ballsy. I want to fight next to that guy. Who's the toughest man in your unit? Linda. I want trans. You really. The funny thing about the whole trans thing, or is like, I'm going to do a bit in the new show. By the way, I'll be in Denver this week. Rachel's going to be headlining Wednesday at the Denver Comedy Works, and I'm going to be doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What's funny to me about it is like, why would you care?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think, and someone pointed this out. I'll repeat it. Someone pointed out. So you went to this operation. You took hormones for a couple of years. You then had major surgery on your private parts, so you could go watch women go to the bathroom. It just seems like
you can do that without all that.
Right? Exactly. You get a drill.
You can just dress.
So I think that some people, although the majority of people in this administration, it's purely founded in hate, and fear mongering. But I do know that some people take issue with our government paying for the surgeries.
They're not, though.
Well, they have. Actually, on the news yesterday, when she said 14,000 people estimated to be active duty members of the military. And then she said, and not all of those had their operations paid for while they were in the military.
I'm going to look it up.
Oh, I'll look it up because you're bad at reading at the same time as being charming and effervescent.
People had their gender reassignment surgery paid for by the military.
Here's the other thing he's cutting, which is all this like the percentage of actually what it is. It's like he's cutting the grants and like any, which accounts for what of our overall
budget?
budget?
0.09%.
I mean,
0.09, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but what he's doing is and the executive orders, people don't understand what executive orders are. They're not laws. They're not real.
Yeah.
He's just writing on toilet
yeah,
paper.
exactly.
You know what it is? It's a dream board of hate.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a dream
yeah, it's a
board.
vision board, yes.
Yeah, it's a vision
Yes.
board of assholeness is all it is. And he's doing it, and all of it's going to go to court. Tish James just filed suit against him, which she's never going away. Ray, from the time Ray saw Tish James, she's like, "Oh, this woman's going to be his
I heard it today
nightmare."
on my way here,
Yeah.
and I was like, what?
Yeah. So and all this stuff about I want to see how many gender affirming surgeries were paid for by our government. It seems like that.
I just pulled this up on military.com in June of 2021. The Army put out a memo, put out a memo that the force would provide hormone therapy, mental health care, and surgeries that they might require, according to a force-wide memo issued last week. And this was the last week of June.
June 23.
Major General Douglas Stitt, who's the director of the Army G1 Military Personnel Management Office, told reporters at a June 24th conference, the Army is open to all who can meet the standards. No otherwise qualified soldiers may be discharged or denied service solely on the basis of gender identity.
At least somebody's getting health care.
But how? Yeah, right. How many people have though? Is there a number?
They first, in order to qualify for gender transition care, soldiers would have to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
Dysmorphia.
Dysphoria.
Is it dysmorphia or dysphoria?
Dysphoria.
That's an HBO
I just
show.
want to get it right.
That's why I keep saying
I just want to get it right. I just don't know. I know dysmorphia is
Isn't
something
Zendaya
else.
in that
Body
show?
dysmorphia is something, and then dysphoria is something else.
You could have just said, yeah.
No, I just want to know. I want to. Titus need to learn words.
Well, dysmorphia is also a word.
Right.
Okay.
I just thought there was the same word that was being mispronounced.
Oh, I know you were correcting me, but you were
No.
wrong.
I was trying to for myself.
And then let's look up.
No one corrects you. Trust
You
me.
do.
Oh no.
That's why you get
Salespeople
married.
don't
I
correct
said
you.
that in my first special. I said I got married because I was tired of being right. He said, because that's why he took this job.
How many? How many? Give me a number. Give me a number. How many people got gender affirming care
He's like, don't give
in
me
the military?
trouble.
How many people had their? Because by the way, the best doctors ever are in the military.
Federal Bureau of Prisons provides gender affirming surgery amid historic legal victory in 2023. You want a number?
I like a number. Yeah. I mean, because listen, it's all academic until we get a number.
Exactly.
Was it 15,000 people got gender affirming care?
No way.
Okay. Was it 5? Because here's the thing. At one point, gas prices. At one point, infrastructure. At one.
Right.
Of the 243 gender reassignment surgeries performed on military personnel since 2016, this was written in 21 though, and a lot of these got enacted in 21 and 23.
Okay, we'll find that then.
So from 2016 to 2021, 243 were done.
Okay. Okay, which is what percentage of the population?
193 occurred during the 2 years after Trump announced via Twitter that he would ban transgender individuals from serving.
Via Twitter. Love it.
So he's really effective. So that again, can we just nail down what an executive order is? Yeah. So we're not doing this. And 190 people get it done.
Yeah, on Twitter. What? There's other surgeries that military people get, so they can serve, right? So they get like LASIK, right? There's other things that so they can perform their duties.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, listen, there's some things that are elective, like if to me, it's the same as the military performing boob jobs. It's like you don't need a boob job to serve in the military.
The Williams Institute estimates that there are an additional 134,300 trans Americans who are veterans. How would you know that? Did they just sit around and go through the files and go, yeah, it was a sissy
Looks
man.
a little mannish.
Yeah.
Look at the way his zipper's halfway down.
Like, how do you decide that after the fact? But 134, they estimate,
Who?
unless they're just saying percentage-wise.
Yeah.
That was the Williams Institute. There are currently approximately 15,500 transgender men and women serving. Oddly, the last reported numbers were from 2016 to 2021. They're saying how much was spent, 15 million, breast or testicle removal, hysterectomies, and
There's less to fire
labiaplasty.
at.
Speaking of labiaplasty,
No. We don't know.
Is that why you guys were late? What?
I
No.
went to my gynecologist yesterday.
She's still your doctor. I'd be careful where you're going with this.
No, I'm just going to state facts.
Okay.
And I made my
Transition.
niece an appointment as well, who was in the military. This all ties in, vaginas and military.
Mhm.
And so my niece went first. My doctor's name is Honey Milestone. Like, I just think it's really freaking cool. Like,
It's a Willy Wonka name.
I thought it was like a stripper.
That's literally a Honey Milestone. Wow.
so she has a new office. I walk in and it's all underlit counters
Uh-huh.
and playing and like purple mood lighting. And I'm like, what is going on? And she started doing this thing called M-Sculpt that burns fat. And she's very cool, very matter of fact about your vagina,
Mhm.
whatever. And then she tells me, I actually love M-Fem. And I go, what's M-Fem? And she goes, oh, it's kind of like a vaginal rejuvenation thing, but using non-surgical.
What do you do? What are you doing road work with it? Why does it need to be rejuvenated? What did you put some miles on it?
Well,
like how many
look.
Hanging
miles?
kettlebells from
Look,
down there?
I'm here to tell you now that I've
Okay.
seen about 25 vagina before and after pictures.
Do the vaginas gain weight?
My niece
Do they
was
wear
just
out
sitting.
yet?
Well,
Okay,
maybe they do.
well,
After pregnancy.
apparently, guys, yes. Based
Yeah.
on what I saw,
Based on
on
who
my
the man
research yesterday,
That was for you. You were kind of forced. Research was forced on you.
my niece is just sitting next to me like this. And Dr. Honey is flipping through her iPhone and going, oh, wait, no, look at this one. Look at this. And then blows it up. And I'm like, oh, and she goes, see how it's all pink now? It's because it brings blood flow back. And see how this was asymmetrical? No, look at that. Now it's all straight. And we saw about 25 vaginas. They looked, I will
So
say.
I've made an appointment.
I did ask her, I said, will you do balls? And she goes, no, we can't do balls. And then she pointed to this
That's sexist.
chair thing and she goes, no, this is for the men. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to ask because I might be subjected to another
Bunch of
show and
penises.
tell.
Exactly.
And Morgan already had this look like this was flying in the face
It's
of
such a
all
ca-
things
It's so
Morgan
funny.
is.
It's one of those things that you people are like from Ohio talk about California. Like the doctor is flipping through a bunch of vaginal rejuvenation pictures. You're like, it's such a California lived out of
She goes, yeah, sometimes my kids go through my phone and they're like, Mom, and I guess I should get another phone for these vaginas. And
Yeah,
I
you need a
was
burner
like,
for that.
Yeah. Where's my burner vagina phone?
Maybe they're like ears. They just like keep growing. You know what I'm saying? It's just all.
I'm just here
Again,
to tell
I
you.
just don't understand the extra abuse your vagina has taken. I need to get this thing
I
rejuvenated.
don't
get-
know. Maybe childbirth is what I
Yeah, that's what I
wondered.
maybe
I guess
that's
so.
it.
That's
like
hard on.
I know, like testicles, like because of gravity, right?
Did your
Because
vagina
mine are my feet.
did it
So-
get mugged? Did your vagina get mugged? Like, what happened? My vagina was beaten in an alley. Hold on,
You're never going to get a date if you say things like that. Mine are at my feet.
No.
Just, I have a doctor for you and she has a chair
Oh,
and I don't know
perfect.
what it does.
Okay,
but
lops them off
You
She
sit in it.
pointed. That's what that's
She
for.
pointed at this black low thing with sides.
with spikes on it. That sounds like a
Yeah.
medieval torture
It's
chair.
actually, it's just got a.
So
Like
there's been
cigar-
so there's been
cigar
so there's been
cutter.
so if we just go by average, there's less than 500 gender affirming surgeries since 2016. That's 9 years, right? How many vagina rejuvenations?
Like a cigar cutter.
No. I tried not to hear it. That's why I didn't
For
respond.
late-term circumcision.
No. Wow.
I wish I could find
Oh, I
numbers.
could feel that. Like,
Her. I don't even. Wow.
For a number of transgender troops in the U.S. Army has doubled since 2020. Taxpayers have spent $26 million on sex change surgeries and treatments.
Since 2016, right?
To be fair, $17.5 million of that was spent on psychotherapy, $7.5 million on surgeries.
Wow, it's such a okay. All right, yeah, guys, whatever you think, I believe in this. If you are in the military and you are putting your life on the line for America and you are troop ready, fine. There's other surgeries. There's a lot of psycho. Like if people go get in the surgery, I mean, people go in the military and their brains aren't right, so they have to go through therapy.
Yeah.
That costs how much money have we spent in therapy in the military? Let's do some other things. How much have we spent
lot.
on like
a tomahawk missile. you know, or something that doesn't work.
It's a billion.
A jet that doesn't work.
It's a billion.
So this is
32
interesting. When you actually
32
specifically
billion on one
search
plane.
23, says there isn't much information about the number of transgender reassignment surgeries performed in the military from 21 to 23 and on. And it's interesting because that's when Democrats took over. And we would be more likely to grant this, but also on the reporting.
You think so? You think they wouldn't tell them?
Yeah.
Don't you think they want a virtue signal? Don't you think Democrats want a virtue signal? Look at what we've done.
Maybe not on this.
Well, their messaging sucks. So even if they do good things,
everyone talks about how and by the way, the Republicans are brilliant at this. They're brilliant at someone RFK is going to be have his confirmation hearing. RFK was over a decade a heroin user.
Right.
Over a decade. So I posted something like that and people they're like, man, that was 10 years ago, man. He's blah, 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 blah. Okay. And I go, yeah, but Hunter Biden been clean for 5, 6, but you guys beat the shit. You guys literally.
That was only 10 years ago.
Here's the other thing. So they're like such hypocrites, right? They go after Hunter Biden, anybody who's done something from their past, fuck them, they got gay. Then I said something about Karen Bass. I went to the doctor's yesterday because my tooth stuff still is not right. No matter how much I spend, still not right. It's okay, fine. So
that's why I can't afford a vaginal rejuvenation.
Because my facial rejuvenation continues on.
Just call this a vagina. Boom.
So what happens is you don't need a vaginal rejuvenation.
I love that.
Just
that
so you
is
know.
where your brain
Just so
stayed.
you know. I was like,
your mouth kept moving.
You can't even
your
bring it up.
stayed
Everybody who's
vagina.
listening, who sees you, goes, you don't need that.
Well, look, I've come from the future, and I'm here to tell you some war stories.
You're getting ahead of it.
Because apparently, wow.
Just one day it falls out.
Like, some of them were gray.
Gray? Jesus Christ. What are you, a chimney sweep? Were you using it to sweep chimneys? What do you mean gray? What are you doing?
Like dark gray. And then
dark gray vagina.
And
Gray flaps. That's my new band name. Guys, welcome to Dark Gray Vagina. 2, 3, 4.
But then this M turned them pink. Think about that.
I don't want to think about it. For like gray vagina, it feels like the worst horror movie. It's like that movie, The Nun. If she's naked, she's got a dark gray vagina.
Here was another. She said, and I didn't ask questions, but I have questions. And I thought about this a few times after, that one patient, after she had MFem, had 650 orgasms.
Oh, I see why. Okay.
What does that mean?
Right? So
like in a row?
That's what I thought. Initially, I thought like as she was leaving, like right then after it was done.
Stumbling down the steps.
She's actually still in the parking lot. She's still in her car.
But they gave her a sign to spin. And people are like, I gotta go in there. I don't know. Now I wonder what that means.
That sounds like
and
just
how
an
did
ad.
she count?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a really.
And how long ago?
That's that's OCD, man. If you're tracking your orgasms and 650.
So finish your Dr. Elias thing. He brought up.
He brought up Karen Bass. We were talking about the fires and how our mayor of Los Angeles happened to be in Ghana. She was warned. The news came out that we had what do they call it now? The PDS, possible disaster,
particularly dangerous situation.
On the 4th, she got on a plane. She knew it was going to be winds that we'd never seen before. Yeah. Got on a plane, went across the world, partied while she watched the fires on TV or whatever, got reports.
Yeah, we covered this
and
timeline.
Then came back. So I said something on Threads the other day about we need to get this woman she's still missing. It's burned down. I haven't seen Karen Bass since fires.
She came out and got attacked at some
so she just
news
gave
conferences and disappeared.
So she disappeared.
I've seen Gavin.
She's a punk. She's a punk. So people got all mad at me. They're like, man, hey, people get to do stuff. She's working for LA. In Ghana? I don't know the big Ghana, little. I don't go to little Ghana here in LA, but okay. And they defended her. And I said, you know what? You guys you cannot go after the incompetence of the Trump administration and then have the balls to defend the incompetence in a Democratic administration. You just can't do that.
But I think that's what Democrats do and Republicans don't. They all stay on the same message. And it seems to work. I mean, look at every person that was caught in the hallways of Congress after
the
same thing. January 6th
Let's just move on from here. move on from
You
this.
know, that's in the past. And we just want to look forward to the future. 6 people in a row said that separately in separate halls. So they meet, they get their messaging.
Handed a piece of paper.
Yeah. And then that's what they all say, or they put out a memo or something. Yeah. We don't do that.
But then they want to go after Biden's pardons, even though that's in the past too. That's already
right, exactly.
And Hunter Biden.
That's
in the past.
a good point. That was very in the past. Why didn't we move on from that?
Yeah, it was super far in the past.
Okay, California
You want to do the first ad?
has a backlog of what?
I thought you were going to, it felt like the right exact time. For
California has a backlog currently of prisoners requesting surgeries. Of course, California. The population of transgender inmates in California surged by 234% in the year since the state adopted a first-in-the-nation policy allowing that gender-affirming health care. They are only able to see 3 a week. So it's
backlogged. So I get a pick between a military doctor and a prison doctor to do my life-changing surgery. No, thanks. I think I'm just gonna go hump a Cuisinart and see how it goes. Like I'm not. Yeah, I'll take my risk on my own. I got it. I got a YouTube thing. I got YouTube. I'm not gonna have a prison doctor do this.
Speaking of humping a Cuisinart. This episode brought to you by one of our all-time favorites, Harry's.
Oh,
we're all like, yeah, we love Harry's. Harry's, if you guys haven't tried it yet, I would be very surprised. This was probably the most talked about product when we're on the road.
Yep.
When this first came out, especially, and so many people hadn't tried it, and we were meeting people on the road that were trying it for the first time. If you don't know, Harry's is predominantly razors, the best razors in the world.
5 blades. They own German factory, so they can keep track of. They're not just farming it out; they're actually keeping track of the quality of it.
Now it's all kinds of body and skincare products that are so affordable. The prices never seem to go up.
I got 2 giant bottles. I was Target. I got 2 giant bottles, and I was stunned.
Huge.
I was stunned at
they're
how little
this
they
big
great,
for the body wash, and it's $7.
Yep.
It's like, how does that even exist in this world today?
Yep.
But this was the product that when we would go and people would bring us the cubes for the razors, they would bring us razors.
Yep.
They would bring us the
Blades.
face wash.
Yep.
Yeah, this caused the biggest splash ever. So I have the craft handle. That's what I'm using right now. It's the weighted handle with the little bumpy things on
That's
it.
what I'm using in the shower.
Helps you to grip it a little bit better. But like he said, German engineered blades. What you need is the starter set. It comes with, and you can customize the delivery of those blades after you get the starter set. 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and the travel cover. And you can get all of that for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell.
$3. Guys,
I don't understand that.
So
that's to get it to you.
I'm going to tell you, and he knows, she knows, our Randy, our father-in-law knows.
My dad.
Their dad. Jet uses it.
My uncle in North Carolina.
Everybody we've turned on to this razors. Like, do you use on your head still?
No, I don't. Just my neck and
your
above my beard.
Right.
Not today,
but it's crazy smooth, right?
Super smooth.
Like to this day, we've had 10 years of Harry's.
My blade 8 years? In the shower, I think, is.
I always grab her hand after I'm shaving. I'm like, huh?
Oh, 2 weeks. I got months.
Yeah, but I use it every day.
Okay.
You clearly don't.
You did. You had 3 days. You used to have 3 days on the razor. Now you got 2 weeks.
Oh, the old razors back in the dark ages.
Yep.
Yeah, those would last me 2 to 3 days, and then they would be so dull it would not do anything.
It's almost like they keep you on the hook for like, oh, you got to keep.
But here's
that's
Harry's
what
doesn't.
it is.
Here's how we're not lying. So I go because I use their hair paste. I use their body wash. I use their shampoo. I use their deodorant. Here's how we know it's good. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
So there's times
it's always out at Target.
Yeah, Target and Walgreens. It's like everything, and then Harry's is missing. There's one in the back.
Yeah.
Guys, use it. All the products. The razors are amazing. For $3, you can't beat it. I guarantee you're going to shave your face and go,
yeah,
what
it's
the
nutty.
hell?
And then go make your wife feel it, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend. Save money on your moneymaker with the best shave at the best price. That's Harry's. Get started today for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell. That's harrys.com/BOMBSHELL for your $3 trial set today. go pay $3 for that, which is crazy.
Give it a
but
shot.
then grab the Redwoods body wash. It's so good.
So we have the people he's putting up to run the biggest government in the world are, as I said, as I said, let me get update. They're Nazis and morons or Nazi morons. It's like it's just
That's
one.
funny.
It's one after the other. And I got Scott Jennings on CNN. This liar. I watched him today defend Elon Musk. It wasn't a Nazi salute. You guys, these truthers are talking about, oh, it was a Nazi salute. It wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't care. Okay, I don't care if he even meant to do it, but all the other things that he's done,
He meant to do it.
so seriously,
You
Well,
can't.
also
by the
he
way,
does it with so much verve.
We're
going to
do it right here.
He
And here
feels
is
it.
this a Nazi salute? I think it is.
And then he repeats it. And not only that, this is what I think people have lost sight of, is if we as a nation, if people are saying, hey, that looked like a Nazi salute, a normal person would go, oh, I'm really sorry. I never intended that. I see how that looks like that. It's not my heart. I apologize. But now it's just like liberal mainstream media. Blah, blah, blah.
A woman they actually interviewed people in Germany. They showed people in Germany, and they went, "Oh yeah, and one lady goes, you would be arrested here if you did this here. You would be arrested. They would arrest you."
Elon Musk has called for them to drop those laws. Called on Germany to let it go.
There you go.
Oh, the swastika laws. Let them go. Hey guys, come on. You know that thing where they killed 6 million people and you guys have been basically a pariah for 5 decades and still to this day we're making it. It's probably the worst thing in human history that we've done.
Well,
let's put it behind us.
And the fact that when Trump is in office and Elon is such a Trump fan, all the rise of white supremacist groups that come out of the fucking woodwork and start marching in favor of them.
Yes.
Just lends the support of like any clue.
Publicly backing them.
But that's what
making T-shirts with things they said on them. Standing back and standing by.
The guy with the Auschwitz sweatshirt at January 6th.
Yeah.
That just got pardoned.
Yeah.
But again, normalcy would be,
but Scott,
oh, you know what? I did not mean to attract these groups to support me. If I said anything to lead you to believe that I want you to back me.
Good people on both sides.
I'm just saying normal people would do something to stop that. But we don't do that anymore.
So Scott Jennings is on CNN defending it. And one of the other pundits turns to him and goes, okay, if it's not honestly, do it. She goes, just do it. Just say hi to everybody. Go ahead and do it. Do it. And he just got quiet. He goes, no, do it. He's like, hey, you guys are just crazy. Just do it then. Yeah. If you don't think it means what it means, do it. And then I saw a bunch of very angry white trash meth addicts. There was a quick video on Instagram of like, and they're just going, hey, my heart goes out to you. And they're doing it angry because that's what he said. My heart goes out to you. And he does it like what I don't get, people keep talking about how Elon Musk is such a genius. That's not a genius. No. You think he's a supervillain, and he's not, because a supervillain wouldn't just throw up. He'd be subtle about it.
Yeah.
You would just lie about it, and you would go undercover. You wouldn't in an arena. That's what I said. The thing is like, that's a lot of money. You have a lot of money.
Even if it's, let's say he didn't mean to do it. But if you're looking in your subconscious...
No. Let's don't even put that out there. This is what bothers me. Oh, sorry, and I'll let you talk. I sorry to interrupt you. People keep saying that.
You can't keep talking if you're
sorry.
But
people... No, I have to make this point. People keep saying this. He was
just going to qualify it by saying even if you did it.
Even the lightweights on MSNBC.
Mean he might not have.
Even the lightweights on MSNBC are going, I'm going to finish. Even the lightweights on MSNBC are like, they always qualify it. No, it's no qualifying. The motherfucker threw up a full-on Heil Hitler in an arena. Agreed? Everybody agree?
This is week 1 in my house. I just want you to know. There's 4 years.
Even if he consciously didn't mean to do it, which we all know he did.
Right. It's obvious.
He is going to, in his mind, he's going to subconsciously reach for the most extreme, harshest, like a gesture. And it's the Nazi salute. And that's what he finds in his fucking Rolodex.
There you go. Could have done this. Could have done this. Could have done that.
To your peers, to your racist, to your extreme far right wing, the Nazi group was
right there you go.
I don't know that we're still doing the Macarena.
I never did the Macarena, so I don't know what it is.
I think we just did the YMCA.
I know this. That's all I know about it. So we have a full out. The richest man on the planet is throwing Nazi salutes in arenas. We've got,
as of today, one of the new executive orders that has gone out that's violation of the United States Constitution is he has frozen federal grants and funding, and they had their first White House press briefing today, which was painful for both of us to get through because, wow, did she say some crazy shit that wasn't true. Yep. She said that inflation was caused by Biden's overspending. Biden was handed inflation because of COVID.
Trump ran up $7 trillion in debt.
Yeah, but okay.
He brought the inflation rate down to a record 2.9.
It's now paused grants, loans, and other federal assistance, according to a leaked government memo, later confirmed by the White House. Wasn't supposed to get out. 2-page memo from the acting head of the White House Budget Office instructs all agencies to temporarily pause all activities related to obligations and disbursement of all federal financial assistance.
You can't do that with an executive order. The deal's done. You can't.
So when she was questioned today, Caroline Leavitt, she said, money that goes to individuals will not be affected. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Well, Massachusetts AG today has filed with Tish James because all of their Medicaid that it was set to disperse last night, like $40 million, is frozen.
She said
she has responded.
Did you see her? Did you see her pass that? I saw this question. She goes Medi-Cal, Medicaid.
Not Medi-Cal. Not Medicare,
Medicaid. Medicaid, Medi-Cal. And she goes Medi-Cal. She goes, not Medi-Cal, sorry. Medicare. She goes Medicare, but she didn't say Medicaid. And she went past it.
We'll get you that later, she said.
Yeah.
Well, so now they've been questioned today because there's lawsuits now filed because people that we're talking mostly senior citizens that have no money for food, that live off of that government assistance. They said, the portal is down, but it won't affect the funds disbursement.
It already did.
But the portal should be back up. What?
I think we need a portal rejuvenation.
But
we need to get.
Do you know what that will affect? FEMA.
Yep.
Money that is set to go to fire victims here that's already been approved by Congress.
That's why he did it.
Yes. So natural disaster victims, Florida
for the hurricane
recovery, North Carolina.
I've never seen, I'll say it again, I've never seen a guy come into office that is supposed to lead the people and then try to fuck all the people. Like your job, no one runs for president. If you look at our past, people ran for president because they thought they could make a difference. They came up through the Senate, they did whatever, and I'm gonna run the country. And I get there's a thirst and a lust for power, sure. Yeah. But on the other side of it, Biden was here 50 years. He was over it. He had power. He was VP. Mm-hmm. He's flown on all the jets. He's gone to all the dinners. He's met everybody. He's done it all. Biden was such a good president. And if you look at the stats are crazy. And then you get this guy, this asshole who's been mocked, and he continues to be. Now, you would think after 73 years of being a spoon-fed, pillow-fisted daddy's boy, that you would just go, you know what? I can't believe I just got out of prison. I just avoided prison. Maybe I should leave a legacy of goodness and try to help this country. Instead, within the first 6 days, he motherfucked everybody. Do you guys know eggs are up 37%? Did you know gas prices went up 21% last week?
See, that's the problem.
21%.
That's the thing. He's such a pillow-fisted daddy's boy, and those are usually like fucking little bullies, right? And he's going after all these like soft targets, these little low-hanging fruit old people. He's going after fucking tiny allied countries,
marginalized
4% of the population who are like who bring in $7 trillion every decade to this country.
Our housekeeper said that the other day. She goes, Raquel, he don't want brown or black people here at all. No. Like she looked surprised.
Did she not listen to the podcast? What just happened? Did she not read? What do you mean? We've been saying that for
I just think that it's so blatant now. It was couched a little more, not always, but now this time he's like full out, like not even giving a shit, firing all the inspectors general that
they didn't leave.
They don't have to.
I know.
He fired all of the DOJ team that worked on any case against him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out. It's a violation of federal law,
tiny little
civil
fucking
service
man.
protections, Constitution. He doesn't care. He's doing it.
He is a tiny mushroom.
Even the messaging, he's trying to cut off information of from.
Today they said
all health and human.
Why would you do that?
CDC has been banned from any longer reporting every week, which they were doing. They put out a is it morbidity and mortality report? It's called like MMSR. Anyway, they're not allowed to send that out. Well, what they've been it goes to doctors and scientists, people at hospitals,
tell you what's coming and what's working,
and to tell you what to look for, what symptoms to look for in bird flu, which is rapidly becoming a pandemic.
It's jumping species,
or heading towards its jumped species now. It's killed 150 house cats. Human beings are getting it. Goats. I mean, cows,
raccoons.
He's pulling the COVID messaging all over again.
He made them stop. Yeah. So now, like their last report was saying to. We're gonna have, my goodness, this is unprofessional from our fearless leader. So their last report was telling ERs when they intake people with flu symptoms to check for this first, and if it is that, to isolate them, wear PPE when it's that serious. It's to protect the doctors and nurses, and he stopped it.
Well, remember during COVID, he said, "Let's stop the reporting of the COVID deaths."
Testing. He said, of course, if you test, you're going to get more cases. The fuck, dude. Dude,
so because it makes him look bad.
You know what it is? He doesn't have a friend. He doesn't have someone that really is his friend. That's just gonna go, what the fuck, dude? Like, because if I was doing crazy shit, you'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Ray would tell me, Billy would tell me, people would call me and go, hey, fuck, what the fuck are you doing? He obviously has no real friends because someone has to get in his face. And when you're a small man like this, anything anybody says to you, you go the opposite. He came in and he just erased 79 executive orders that Biden signed. And you just go, just blanket. He's signed an executive order that erased his executive orders. And you just want to go, how tiny are you, man? Like, did your penis fall off?
And he's not going after the big ones that he ran on and said specifically he's going to stop the war in Ukraine.
Nope.
He's not doing shit about Putin, right? But he's going to go after Greenland and Mexico and Canada. Ooh.
Panama Canal.
He's not going after anything about the economy. And in fact, he's taking some of the smaller things that Biden was doing. Like, it's going to be difficult to take prices down. But he was going after things that were affecting us, like junk fees.
What did she say?
Insulin. Yeah. All these chipping away at it.
It had nothing to do with the people. It had to do with reversing anything Biden did.
$35 insulin's over now.
That's over. That's what I'm saying.
It's back to $400.
For what the fuck?
Supposedly they weren't going to touch insulin. But also supposedly
day one.
Medicaid wasn't going to be affected. And apparently all government agencies are having this problem. They're saying one thing and what's happening is totally different, which he did the last time he was in office. This episode brought to you by AG1, another company that we love. Are you still taking AG1?
Yeah.
I have the packs up in my office. Actually, I take it here.
I already packed my travel packs to go to Denver this week because at that altitude, I need everything I can get to help me out. If you haven't tried AG1 yet, you should. But it is a powder. We have ours in a 10. You take 1 scoop of this green powder, you put it in a shaker bottle, add a little water, a drop of the D3K2, shake it up. You're done for the day. You don't have to take separate vitamins. You don't have to take probiotics, which cost $1 kajillion at Whole Foods. It's got over 75 Whole Foods source superfoods, adaptogens, prebiotics, probiotics. It's got things to boost your immunity.
And imagine, guys, getting something that has everything your body needs in it. The guy that invented it did it for his own gut health. It wasn't a company that's let's throw together a supplement and make it sell it. Like this was a guy who was having gut problems, and he kept working and working and working. Finally found something that actually worked. And what I get from it is, I know I'm getting all I want, but the feeling of well-being and calm I get within about an hour. I'm like, oh, life's good.
I have that same thing, and I can test myself. Like I know myself. I'm like, this is not a placebo effect. Like I'm physically feeling like a. If
anything, I'm cynical. I'm the opposite. Let's see if this works.
I stopped doing it in the morning and started doing it before my afternoon workouts, usually in the late afternoon. And I will go get AG1, the dropper of D3K2, and then I'll put colostrum in it and sometimes glutamine, just depends. But and then I wait like 20 minutes and then I go work out. And it's as opposed to a pre-workout that's usually like high in caffeine and stuff. It's a sustained energy that doesn't crash, and just an overall feeling of well-being. I don't even know how to describe it. So
the anger of working out seems to go away,
and it's supporting your immune health, which sounds like we're going to need. So this new year, try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time to start a new healthy habit. That's why we've been with them for so long, why we use it every day. AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. Go to drinkag1.com/Titus to get that offer. That's drinkag1.com/Titus to start your new year on a healthier note.
Back to the thing about the bird flu that's actually jumping species, avian flu that's jumping species. I want to point out that he pulled us out of the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization gathers worldwide all the information about horrible shit from Ebola to whatever's coming out. He pulled us out of it, and the money, I think it was 73. We to be part of it and help them. And our part is 73 million, which again, when it comes to the $2 trillion budget we have a year, is zero. So it's statistically zero. Well, it's 0.000 whatever it is. Now, if we spend $73 million for 330 million Americans to basically not die, to basically have some horrible pandemic sweep through. So why wouldn't you keep that organization going? Because this man believes that whatever he can do to flip Biden's thing is going to make a difference for his soul, and that's it. This evil fuck. On top of that, the last time he did this, I remember it clearly. He closed Obama had the pandemic offices. He closed them, and I went, oh shit. If something hits, we're fucked. And then literally in a town where one of the pandemic offices he closed we had the worst pandemic in 100 years. So do you guys think closing down getting out of the World Health Organization is going to fucking help us? Guys, I can't imagine what's going to happen to us in the next 2 years because of this fucking moron.
He's run all of his investments into the ground. And if you're going to put 73 million.
Couldn't sell water or vodka. How do you not sell alcohol?
You have to let him speak.
Go ahead, finish. I'm just jumping.
What was the point I was making?
I'm a backup.
I know, it confuses you, right?
Wait, I was talking about.
He said all of his business failed.
If you're going to, if we're part of the World Health Organization, and it's only 73 million, but the return on that investment is half the population lives and gets to put the economy back to work. That's a pretty good investment, right?
That's not a bad one.
Do you get it's like 25 cents a person so we don't die?
Exactly. Yeah, right. That's a pretty good
25 cents of it. How much did that F-33 cost or F-35 cost? $2 billion per plane?
Yeah,
well, that's another thing. So now he's using military planes, speaking of mismanaging
this is
funds.
Crazy.
Military planes for show. Big showy thing of these, and they have 80 to 100 immigrants on these planes, where he's also dropping them off where they're not from and where he didn't get approval.
Right.
Did you see that?
He just randomly flew into Colombia. They're like, and by the way, it's Colombia. We don't want random planes flying into Colombia.
I sent it to my niece last night.
But here, so it costs $817,000 per flight. Now, to commercial flights, $100,000 to send him. So he's spending $750,000 per plane.
And he said those flights will go out every day
to send immigrants back to their countries. So he's spending an extra $750,000 every plane, not just every day, every flight.
$750,000, yeah.
$750,000.
So yeah, those planes landed in Colombia. I sent it to my niece. That's why I have it on my phone. So he truthed about it. He said that 2 repatriation flights from the U.S. with a large number of illegal criminals, not true, were not allowed to land in Colombia. The order was given by Colombia's socialist president, who was already very unpopular among his people. He just always has to, Dude, you're the leader of a country, and you didn't get permission before you tried to fly a military plane
into a country. Right, exactly. You're lucky you didn't get shot down.
To transport people who got here on their sneakers.
They were carrying.
He tariffed 25% on Colombia.
He backed down. The guy
In
backed down.
1 week, they'll go up to 50%.
The guy
A
backed.
travel ban.
Well, the guy backed down. He said he was going to. The leader of Colombia said he was going to throw in tariffs too, and then Trump said he's going to double them in a week, and then the guy backed down.
My niece just texted me about the vaginas and said, yeah, that's not exactly been the highlight of my week. She's still talking about it too.
Now, weirdly enough, it just shows how different we are, because it would have been the highlight of my week. What did you look at?
I don't know that
I looked
it
at
would.
dark gray vaginas that became pink, and I think
One
you know
looked
what I call
like-
that? Hope.
You know that
that's how I
thinly
describe
shaved
it.
roast beef, like the like the
Herp Hammer.
the Carl Buttig, the old timey 80s like little
Made me think of
sandwich.
Subway.
My dad used to buy it and
Arby's.
put jalapenos
stop,
and
Scott,
cream
you got
cheese
it.
and roll it up.
Oh God!
That's what. So I don't know that it would have been the highlight of your week, because it was
I'm sure the
vaginas that had been in the war. They're veterans now.
They're gray.
They're gray.
It's a
Very great.
Vagina's Veterans Hospital.
Triage, vagina triage. White House is now, it says they cannot say immediately whether Medicaid will be affected by this funding freeze.
Oh, on second thought, yeah, we said at the press conference where she literally said we will always be transparent and truthful, and she said, yeah, it won't be affected. And now after the press conference is over, she said, oh yeah, we're not sure.
Now the Oklahoma Board of Education has voted to approve a proposal that would require parents to prove their citizenship when enrolling their students.
Nazi,
So look,
this is
I
Nazi
just want to
Germany,
say
man.
this.
This is Nazi Germany. Fuck.
MS-13 is not
Picking strawberries.
in. Shut up.
You shut
Is
up.
not in daycares. That's one of the places that federal agencies have been authorized, even though they're not ICE or Border Patrol.
Right.
Homeland Security, for example, I happen to know, has been deputized to do these kinds of stings or whatever, mass arrests. They're not, MS-13 is not dropping their kids off at elementary school. They're not in church. That was the third place that they're raiding. They're not working at the fish plant in Chicago that got raided. These are not, and her answer today was, yes, they're all criminals because they're here illegally.
Yeah, they said, how many criminals are arrested? They're all criminals if they're here illegally. So basically what they did, what they did to the rubes, the maggots, these rubes that just fell for the con again, told them they actually had 2-3 stories about rapists, these Mexican rapists. And then they look, and a percentage of people, and the facts are this, people, immigrants commit crime at half the level of people that were born here. Half. So,
well, what is that? Is that, do you take into account
per
population?
capita, yes,
Okay.
per capita, they commit crime per capita at half the violent crime, half the rate of American citizens do. That is studied repeatedly. So, what we've done now is they've lied to you. You rubes. They said they weren't going to touch your Social Security. They're going after it. They didn't say touch your health care. They're going after it. His concept of a plan was to end the plan. That was his concept of the plan. Now he's saying we're just going to go after the criminals. So, that guy that does your lawn and the guy that does your pool or whatever, the guy that started his own business, he employs 4 other guys so they don't have to be criminals. So those guys are all gone. So guess what? Your pool to get it clean is going to cost 4 times as much. There was a truck driver got online and he said, hey, I'm a truck driver from Florida. He goes, I drove out to California to pick up pallets. I usually pick up 35 pallets of produce, and he listed a bunch of fruits, and he goes, I get here 13.
Yeah.
He goes, I tried to turn around 13.
Yeah.
So food's about to skyrocket. Eggs are already done. You guys fell for the con and you got bent over a table, and now you're going to keep backing them up. Man,
It's interesting if you go and look at the Department of Justice, they put a graph up. They studied from 2012 to 2018 violent crime offending rates and they did it by U.S. born citizen, documented immigrant, undocumented immigrant. It's interesting because the undocumented immigrants, shit, my brain just went.
we're all rattled. And
the
I keep interrupting.
undocumented immigrants are less than half.
Yep.
Of U.S. born citizens, because probably mostly they're trying to hide out and not get arrested or caught. But even still, documented immigrants are consistently lower in all violent crimes: assault, sexual assault, robbery, burglary, theft, and arson.
I love that
Drug offenses.
I love that she had to question me. The one thing I'm good at
No,
is
I
knowing
want to
what it is.
look up, because you can't just say stuff without backing it up.
I've
I
already looked
want
it
to
up.
look what the numbers are, what the statistics are. But I find this way more interesting because who he's blaming are undocumented immigrants.
Right.
And they are at the very bottom of this very high
exactly.
chart.
Low-hanging
Tiny
fruit.
little percentage.
Tiny percent, exactly. Here's the other thing. It's like this fucking gray area of the messaging of
This gray vagina area. Yeah.
yes.
Sorry, I just can't get those two words out of my head.
Yeah, same.
It freaks me out. No vagina should be gray.
Where was I?
To be fair, Ken would not rule out a gray vagina if offered.
I'll take all the gray vagina I can take.
You're like the guy that comes in at the end of the day. I'll take all the gray vagina. No one else got
it. Only the gray vaginas. Come on.
You're like the big lots of vaginas. You just put them.
This episode brought to you by Huel.
Sorry,
I got no segue for that. It's a new year. If you're setting goals,
I love this stuff.
It's really great.
This protein is good. I like this.
What you fuel your body with actually does matter. So you can't just say, I'm going to get protein and then you just eat bacon all day.
Human fuel.
Human fuel. So Huel, Huel, he figured out was human fuel. I didn't get that. Their Black Edition ready to drink is a complete meal in a bottle. And that's what we have stocked up on our shelves next to the water bottles that you still drink. I don't kill the environment, but he does. I drink filtered water and put it in here because I care about chihuahuas. No, kangaroos. They're not endangered either. Polar bears. Polar bears. So that drink that he's talking about, you can just grab and go, and they have already balanced your macros. It's very high in protein. It's low in sugar, packed with all the nutrients you need to perform at your best. And it tastes good. We have chocolate and vanilla.
It's 400 calories. It's almost a meal replacement.
It's not almost.
Yeah. If you're moving, grab one and go because it is so good, and I felt full.
It's a balanced meal.
Yeah,
that's how they designed it, so that you could get everything that you needed and not have to take time to cook or make something up before you head out to work in the morning, or like when we're going to the airport and we don't have time, we just grab these. Perfectly balanced, like I said, so you don't have to think about it. You don't have to prep it. You don't have to cook it. We also have their protein powder down there as well. I don't know if have you tried that yet?
I haven't tried powder. The bottle's already there, and I thought I would hurt the environment by just drinking a bottle on time.
So this has 27 vitamins and minerals as well. So you can get 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with the promo code Titus at Huel.com. Start your year off strong with Huel, nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. That's HUEL.com, promo code Titus.
If they're considering everyone who's here illegally, right? And they can track them down. They're going to go deport them, right? They're undocumented or whatever. They know where they are, right? Because they're going to go get them. They're here illegally. Why don't we just, that's our own fault. That's our system's fault. We know there's an issue with the immigration system to go from illegal to legal. Why can't we come up with a streamlined system just to fast track the people who are here, participating in the economy? They're helping they're doing the right thing. They're here. They want to become legal citizens. Why, instead of just plucking them, taking them right out?
Well, that idea is such a socialist libtard idea.
Why
we
is
just
that?
let them stay. That it was so socialist and libtard that Ronald Reagan did it. Ronald Reagan did it in 1984. He actually gave 11 million immigrants that were here amnesty. He actually said, if America stopped its flow of new citizens, we would soon become we would stop being a leader in this country. Here's what Reagan did. So he figured out what you said. So look, if we've got these people. Let's just break it down. If you got these people that work here and they're not committing crimes, Ray just brought the stats up. These are studied stats. They commit crime. Undocumented workers, it's way less than half, right? It's less than half.
Yes.
It's considerably less than half the crimes of people that live here. Trump takes up 30% of just the crimes from people that were born here.
It looks to be about 80% less.
80%. Yeah. Okay.
On average.
So here's what you do. So right now we've got right now in California, because of what they're doing, people aren't showing up to work. We've got houses not being built. We've got crops not being picked. We've got people's their houses aren't being maintained. These people are disappearing.
Yes.
Because of what's going on. What Reagan did was he said, all right, how do we fix it? We're going to do this. I think here's my idea. We do it again. So it's 1984. It's 40 years later. We do it again. We go, all right, you people that are here, you guys can stay. You have to sign up right now. Here's what happens instantly. They start paying taxes instantly. instantly.
Yeah.
So that adds to the tax base, which will help cover Trump's tax cuts for the rich people because they need more money. So then what happens is now we have records of them.
Yes.
So we know they're here. Now, then we actually take all of our immigration laws and we double the penalties. We go, all right, if you come in now illegally, you're turned around instantly and you're fined this and whatever, and we take your shoes. Whatever we do, we do. But we did this once before, and it was under Ronald Reagan.
Also, I think not. So these people, their jobs were working in the fields, right?
And we don't want to do those jobs.
I know that a lot of places are reporting that they're not showing up for that job specifically.
Yep.
Also, fish markets and meat packing plants.
The hard,
gnarly, yeah. So they're not showing up, but those aren't high dollar jobs. So these people are living paycheck to paycheck on a minimal amount of money. They are no longer showing up to work. Where do those people go? We already have this massive homeless problem in the United States, especially in California, but everywhere we go now, it's a growing problem. And I really first started noticing it grow here under Trump's first administration, was when I was shocked that it wasn't just isolated to downtown. It's now in neighborhoods. It's
in the valley, it's in the valley.
Oh my God.
No. Do you remember under the overpass by our house?
So that's what I'm saying.
It was a town.
That's what I mean. Under that administration was when
town.
that happened, like on our exit and stuff. Studio City.
And when it happens on your exit, that's when shit gets
That's
real.
right. So
Something's
now
gotta be
these
done about
people
this.
have no money, no way of getting money or food or paying for housing. So where are they going?
So they are
commit crime. They're going to start committing crime now.
So they're leaving their work because that's where they're going to get grabbed.
Right.
Because we know
Right.
they're there, even though we could go there and just sign them up for, go to a website and go, okay, now you're legal. Like, I don't understand. That's our own
But
issue.
also, you had an interesting point where you were talking about. Here's the interesting point. So now you're mad. Now these people have been here for 10 years, doing whatever. There's people we know people that have been here. Know people that have been here at least a decade. Now you're mad. You weren't mad during Obama. Now you're mad. So now what's going to happen is our economy is going to go to shit. They don't have any ability to pay these people. You know who needs to be in trouble, really? So people say, oh, they're taking my jobs. Well, they're taking your job because the guy that owns that company is not going to pay a decent wage. So the guy that owns the company wants those people here working because he doesn't want to pay you so you can live. Yeah. So what we need to start doing is we need to start finding these companies that refuse to pay people a decent wage. The minimum wage is still $7.25. It's been that since like 1994.
Yeah, but they're not paying people in the fields. That's a cash situation.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying is that so what if you start okay. So you now, all you people that run these fields, these agricultural businesses, you guys are now going to be basically you're gonna have to pay a living wage. So you have to pay $15 an hour as opposed to the people you were paying. And okay, fine, whatever. I think people should get a living wage anyway. What I don't understand is how come no one thinks beyond it? And to both of you, I'm really amped up again, and I want you to know I apologize for interrupting both of you. I do understand that I'm way amped. It's not last time it was every day. Now it's every 15 minutes some new crazy comes out. Yeah. So I apologize. But what I don't understand is how come these dumb people don't think about the consequences of what this asshole is doing?
They're starting to, because he's coming for each one of them. I mean, so Rosa, she is on a visa. And I told her, I said, you need to renew it now. Mm-hmm. So she calls her lawyer or representative or whatever, and they said she has 150 days before she can reapply. Well, she's highly aware that he may freeze that as well. Yep. Once that goes into a freeze, she can't renew. She becomes undocumented.
And I have to vacuum.
Yeah, that'll never
happen. I feel
like can I tell you something? What bothers what this lacks is what this man lacks is any sense of humanity.
Yes.
What this man lacks is like Rosa's part of our family.
Yeah. But Rosa's documented. Rosa's legal.
She's legal. She's legal.
I don't
with her visa.
I don't believe, and I haven't asked this, but it is my impression that her daughter, who is in school to be a pediatric neurosurgeon with straight A's and who has spoken at the White House several times about DACA, that I think that, because Rosa said, but we were here legally. And I said, that's not what he's saying. He's saying in order to get citizenship, one or both parents had to have been a citizen, not a documented immigrant. And so her daughter is going to lose her citizenship.
Well, that's already been filed in court. It is against the
You don't
Constitution.
give a shit.
If you are born in the borders of the United States, then Ted Cruz has to fucking go, because Ted Cruz
Yeah,
was
how many
fucking was
examples?
born
Yeah.
in Canada. Then
Right.
fucking Ted Cruz has to go. So
Elon Musk, get the fuck out of here.
Elon Musk, bye later, bitch.
Can I just say this? Please come see me Wednesday at Comedy Works in Denver.
We're not talking about this on her show.
We're not. Or his show.
No.
One show only, and then Thursday, one show with this guy, and then 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. I think some of those are already sold out. So
The new show's great, but doomed to repeat, people. It's an entirely different show, and I'll be breaking in a brand new piece for this show this weekend.
I'm excited about that one.
We need to start having humanity. That's what. And I want to be clear about one thing, and then we'll go. Trump's mother immigrated here. Trump is the first generation on his mother's
His
side.
wife.
His wife came here illegally. Her wife came here illegally and then worked for 10 months illegally before she got a visa. His grandfather came here. His grandfather opened up in the Yukon a restaurant in a whorehouse. That's how he made his money. His grandfather then tried to go back to Germany, but because he actually bailed, and I talked about it in the Armageddon Update, because he bailed on military service. The reason he left Germany, because he didn't want to go in the military. So when he went back, they said, get the fuck out. So he had to come back with his family. Fred Trump was a first generation. Donald Trump is first generation on his mother's side and second generation. He was here. That means that he wasn't even, his parents weren't even here. And,
Well, to be fair to his grandfather, I mean, back then the only businesses were blacksmith and whorehouse, right? That was basically, you had 2 choices.
by the
of
way,
jobs.
Preacher.
the
Okay,
black,
that's more like a
by the Blacksmith Whorehouse, one of the best whorehouses ever. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do me a favor, go to ChristopherTitus.com to get anything. My new special, Carrion Monsters, got released. It's on there. It's $9.99. Go get it. It's never going to be released free. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's an hour and 40 minutes. We are going to Denver this weekend.
Yay.
Yay.
Also, we have a show, 2 shows in Fargo. We have had many requests to come back to Fargo. We haven't been in a while. We are doing 2 shows for Valentine's weekend on that Saturday. So go to ChristopherTitus.com/tour to go. You can click through the link and come to one of those shows. Bring your lady or your man for Valentine's weekend.
Or in Fargo, bring your man and your man. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.
Oh, nice. You guys.